Having a curveless shower is something that us builders and homeowners always dream about. And not having that transition is something that we always struggle with the common standard materials. That's why Hydroblok, the company that provides all these particular products, are going to help us to do or achieve those designs that we always dream about. Something that it looks out of this world, something extremely elegant without all those footprints that we have with regular standard drains. So in this case, what I want to show you is that the entire width of my shower is actually a drain, and you can customize the size of your drain because you can actually cut the drain, not like the regular drains that we normally use that you're kind of stuck with the design. This one actually you can cut it and you can fit it to the particular size that you want. So after you contact hydroblok.com, and I'm going to leave you in the description how you get in touch with them, they will send you all the parts that you need. And in this case, what I'm opening right now is the shower enclosure, the shower box, and this one comes obviously with the shower main body that is there. A whole bunch of other pieces like the drain itself, the drain template, and the drain accessories. Also, different type of adhesives that you're going to use along the way. And obviously, the cool and the most important thing over here is the instructions. They're really, really good. And you can actually, if you follow all the steps, you can actually achieve what I'm going to show you, what you see actually in my drain. Now, you're going to have different parts. These ones are the end caps, and those are going to help us a lot for each side of the drain. So you want to make sure that you have all these parts available and you keep them clean, because that is the crucial part of this. We're going to glue them later on, and I'm going to show you obviously how you're going to do all the steps. So also we have these jigs, and the jigs are going to help us to make these holes. It comes with a drill that has a countersink feature as well, and you have these other supports. These little ramp inserts are the ones that are going to help us to maintain the integrity of our drain. So they come labeled with different letters, A, B, C, and D. And this is because as you cut your drain, your slope is going to change, and that's why they send you 4 pairs of these little ramp inserts so you can actually place the one accordingly. So I'm going to show you later on anyway. We also have different templates. This template that you see here, this white little template, is the one that is going to help you to mark where the drain is going to go. And obviously these covers over here are going to help you to maintain it nice and clean. Now the aluminum rails that you see here, they're going to be cut to size later on. One is going to be on the inside of the drain, and the other one is going to be on the outside. They have different sizes, but we're going to go over those parts in a moment. And the drain itself will be able to be open up and you can service it. No, let's say you have a brand new house that has these beautiful engineered beams that go across. If you have those beams, the company will send you this particular type of supports or braces or brackets that will help you to create that depth that you need, because you want to sink down your floor so you can actually do this curveless design. That's the whole point of this. But in this case, because I have a traditional construction, built house, we have this joist that I'm going to modify a little bit, and I'm going to show you the steps. I'm also going to take down, I'm going to move that, relocate that drain, because that drain is no longer necessary. That's why I'm so happy, because now with the information that I have on the instructions, I know exactly how deep it has to go and my cut, and how I need to build or how I need to relocate my drain. So you see the height over here, and that's why the design itself of the instructions are really clear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to modify that stuff. If you have a wall, you want to drain it against the wall, then you have to follow that part. But in my case, I'm going to be right in the middle, and that's why it's going to be kind of flush the way you see it over there on the upper design. So let's measure really well how I want to center it. Obviously in this case I can put it right in the middle, but if you need to shift it a little bit to one side or the other, remember that later on we're going to cut the drain anyway to fit our design, and it's going to it's going to be fine if you're going to have the drain right in the middle. Honestly, it doesn't matter if it's right in the middle, because it's going to drain anyway inside, so that's cool about it. You have to be careful as well in one thing. Our drain is ABS, so the material that is made out of is going to be glued with ABS, and this is PVC, so we're going to have a transition there. Later on I will explain about it. So if you have this joist, what I'm doing is dropping a little bit of this supports. I have these 2x2s right there, and what I'm doing is dropping the support a little bit, creating a soft floor right against that, so I can actually put some strips of plywood and I can lower my floor by 3/4. Now I'm flush with the joist, but yet I have all that support. Now this first cut is going to be about 1/4 of an inch shorter than the distance that you have there. You want to make sure that you mark it really well and you cut it as square as possible, because these assembly parts over here, especially the end caps, need to be as straight as possible, and I'm going to show you later on how you're going to do that part. But you're going to have some leftover debris, some plastic right there. You want to remove it, especially in your second cut. This one is the rough cut, and we're going to make some other measurements, and you want to make sure that in the second cut is nice and straight. Now, using our drain template, we want to make sure that we align really well the pipe that we have under our plywood with the cutout that we need to do. So I'm going to use the small little line that is on the template. I'm going to put it right against the plywood, and I'm going to make 4 perforations there. This is 1/8 of an inch perforations, and this is going to help me to just mark the areas that I need to cut. So, using square or something that is nice and straight, so you can actually make these lines. And in my case, using this oscillating saw, I'm cutting the piece that I don't need anymore for where the drain is going to go. So I like to dry fit everything that I do, because that way I know that I'm not forcing the pipes, or I'm not doing something that later on, if I have all the glue already on the pipes, I'm gonna have trouble with. So make sure that you make these alignments really well, and prepare your drain for the second cut. The second cut is going to be the one that is going to be the final one, and this one is where the drain end caps are going to be. So now mark the top of the drain with the top of your end cap. That is really crucial. Don't mark the size of the cap itself, but the top of the cap with the top of your drain, because later on we're going to assemble all this and it has to go inside, and I'm going to show you in a moment how you're going to do this. But it's really crucial that you do this cut, and then you can actually cut it about 1/8 of an inch shorter. So if you moved your end cap a little bit, about 1/8 of an inch, you can actually do it. Now, I already cut out the second time of the drain, so the final cut. And now for the important part of the assembly. You want to make sure that you find ABS glue, and this ABS glue or cement is the one that glues all these parts together on our drain body. And also I'm going to use this transition cement because I'm using PVC, so I'm going to use ABS to PVC transition glue, and you can go get it at your home improvement store. Make sure that you have all these materials with you, because those are crucial for you to have a nice drain system that is not going to leak. Now we know where everything is going to go. We also need to make some cutouts where our drain caps are. We want to make sure that you lower those sections about 1/8 of an inch, because you're going to have that difference. If you notice, once you see your drain assembled or pre-assembled, you'll see that you need to recess those little areas over there. So now use those small jigs that they sent. The first one is going to help you to determine where the first 2 holes that you're going to do to support the end caps are going. Now you have a drill bit that has a countersink, and the jig, the second jig that you have, will help you to make sure that you lower that drill bit enough so you can actually put your screws nice and flush. You also want to make sure that you have the ramp insert that correspond to the main drain body zone that is marked with a particular letter. So the letters have to match in both the ramp inserts, those little things, with the main drain body. Now that we have all those parts determined, that we know exactly where they go, you can actually flip it and see what zone is the one that is marked with a particular huge letter under your main drain body. You have them on the side. You want to have it ready for your assembly. Now you also want to have some blocks so they can help you to make your installation as straight as possible. You don't want to install this in kind of slanted way, because your assembly is not going to be nice and straight. Now let's take some of our ABS glue and pour into a small container that they send a little bottle. So this bottle is going to help us to apply the material really well. So let's take our little ramp inserts and make sure that we apply in both sections over there. We apply a good amount of the ABS glue. Now if the little rib that is there on the little insert interferes with your dry fitting on your deck, and all these little sections that are going to go there, you want to make sure that you can cut the little rib, the little tip that comes out of the small ramp insert. Now make sure that you glue it in both sections. In my case, I didn't have to cut nothing on the little inserts, but you want to make sure that you do it, if because it may be on a section of the zone that it requires for you to trim it a little bit. Anyway, like I said, we want to make sure that whenever we are installing this, we are nice and straight. So apply a good amount of the ABS glue on the bottom of your end cap, because the bottom of the end cap is going to be under your main drain body. So you apply a good amount of ABS on these sections. You want to make sure that everything is nice and sealed over there. You install your main drain body right on top of the end cap, and you prepare your section for the 2 screws that are going to go on that end. Now remember that we need to do this on the other side as well. So you want to install this, and immediately what you want to do is you want to put your end cap cover. Apply a small amount of the material on the end cap cover and press firmly there. You want to make sure that it's nice and straight. And if you have any excess, obviously using the cotton swabs that were sent or something to remove that excess glue, you clean that section. Now it is important, obviously, that you follow this carefully, and you apply a good amount of the material on the underside of the main drain body, now with the end cap installed, because that will help you to prevent any type of leak in the future. And in fact, you can actually, now that it's assembled, you can put a plug on the main drain body and apply some water. Now we're gonna have some supports. The smaller support is gonna go on the other side, on the slot side of your drain, and the bigger aluminum rail is gonna go on the inside. That is gonna provide strength to our main drain body, our entire body right now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut it. In this case, I'm gonna cut it with my wet saw. Make sure that when you're cutting, you have the right blades, obviously, to cut, and the right speed, so you don't wanna have an issue with that. Now, our aluminum rails come with some adhesive in 2 sections, and you wanna install them really well. Apply a good amount of strength over there to install it firmly in both sections. And that's pretty much it. From the upper side of your drain, you're gonna install 3 screws, and these screws are gonna be the ones that are gonna hold the rails together. Remember that the smaller aluminum piece is gonna go on the outside, on the slot side of your drain, and the bigger one on the other side. You're gonna notice the difference anyway of height. Now make the 3 perforations with the 2 type of jigs that we have over there. The one to determine where the hole is going to go, and the other one to countersink the hole, so you can have the screws nice and flush. That is crucial, because you want to make sure that not only the main drain body has the strength that you need, so you can step on it nicely with being comfortable, but that is nice and flush, so you don't have problems when you're installing the rest of the things, or any drains. Now, a critical part of our Hydroblok system is this type of sealant. The sealant comes in this kind of flexible tubes that you're going to install in your Hydroblok gun. They come with these green tips, 3 green tips in my case, and that is the one that I'm going to use to glue the drain to the plywood that we have here. So mark the section where your glue is going to go. Make sure that you know exactly where it's going to go, and don't apply more than 1/4 of an inch of your Hydroblok material. In this case, I'm using 1/8 of an inch triangular trowel to apply my Hydroblok. So I'm applying a generous amount over there, so I can distribute it around evenly with the 1/8 of an inch trowel. That is going to be the section that is going to help us to support or just kind of glue the entire drain down on the plywood. So distribute the glue really well, nice and even. Make sure that if you have any excess, you remove that excess, because you don't want to have that sticky material. And you don't have to put right there in the sunken parts of the end caps. You just need to apply on the sections where the main drain body is going to sit perfectly there. Now remember the transition glue. We're going to have this transition glue apply over here on the ABS and the PVC. This kind of green glue is going to be the one that is going to help us to make sure that you have a good adhesion from the PVC to the other part. Now you have already 2 holes at the end of the end caps, and you're going to put the screws that are going to hold it together over there, and that is how you finish your Hydroblok main drain body installation. Now, if you need more information, go to hydroblok.com, or if you have any question, go to info@hydroblok.com. And you have that toll-free number that you can get in touch. Later on in another video, I'm going to show you how you can install your panels, your main drain shower pan over there, and other parts that you're going to need. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the little notification bell, wait for more videos about how to continue installing your Hydroblok system and enjoy a beautiful shower that doesn't have a curve anymore. So thank you so much for watching. I see you in the next video. If you have any questions, any comments about it, go ahead and do them and I'll be happy to answer.